What is good, everybody? Theoryfighter here. We are back. It's the new year. Everything's probably better now. It's new leaves, all of that. New Year's resolution. What is yours? Mine is to get gooder at fighting games. I want to be the besterest, and the only way I can do that is to observe situations in fighting games. Fighting games are just a series of very quick-paced situations that you need to understand and you need to know how to deal with. Marvel, for better or for worse, is insanely fluid with its situations. And this, to some players, might be incredibly annoying. You know, in Street Fighter 4 especially, where you would knock someone down and this would work. And Marvel does have that, but even in the neutral, there are just so many variables and they're changing so rapidly due to the pace of the game, this new tag system, and you've got all the gems. There's so many variables. It's really hard to keep up pace with it, but it's still super important that you learn those situations. And this is something that C4IQ has emphasized to me so much. And he shows on his streams, Situational Damage, the power of understanding situations and knowing when to escape stuff, knowing when you can't, and, you know, figuring the bits out in between as you play. Because, as I said, the tag system is super fluid. You can't know everything. You just have to have a basis of knowledge that you adapt according to player tendencies. That's what we're doing today. So what are we looking at today? We are looking at Hulk. Hulk, this character. Why is he annoying? He is annoying because of this move. This move is super pretty kind of okay. The reason it's kind of super okay is because it goes through stuff. It has armor. It provides the hardest of knockdowns ever. The armor busts through lights too. For some reason, it's probably fine. The main issue is the follow-up. So the follow, he has the ground gamma charge, and he has that air one. And he can go into them. And he can go into them super late. It's a kind of a frame trap. So you can see here, cancelling it very early. And you can see here, very late. And this is a big variable that we're dealing with. And that we have to know how to deal with. Otherwise, you cannot fight Hulk. You can fight around this move, obviously. And you can do the classic Marvel of just don't be there. But we can't always rely on that. Sometimes we're going to have to block it. And we're going to have to deal with it. Another reason why this move is really good in the air is there's barely any recovery. I can come down with a button. Don't ask me why I can, but I can. So, yeah, everyone's been hit by this. He turns around in the air. I don't really know why they made it like a super jump where you actually turn around to face your opponent, but they did. And also, if you combine that with something like Reality Stone, cool, you've got like a twofold offense off a blocked move, which is, you know, not unusual for Marvel, but certainly annoying. You combine it with all this armor and all this sort of stuff. Yeah, it's really good. But what we do have right now is we have a bunch of recordings. So slot 1 to 4, there are variations of this sequence. So if you see it here, he's going light kick, which is the one that kind of goes horizontally up. And you see here, here's the light kick, heavy kick. And that's the one that will leave you behind. And this is kind of where the big area of frustration comes from, because he can change the way in which he's going to angle his upward attack and then recover really quickly. But another area of frustration, which is in the 3rd and 4th slot, is the frame trap. So you can see here, he's delaying it an absolute bunch. And yeah, this is another big issue. So I know already from playing online that if I were to jump here, I'm going to get hit in the face. So that just sucks. And that's only just one of them. This one is even worse because it will catch you even better. Yeah, you can see there. It kind of sucks. But this is fine. Let's start with slot 1. Let's start with this quick attack. What can we do to beat this? So after he's in the air, he's going to be blocking. So I want to know whether I can actually jump up and punish him. I'm assuming you need to push block the ground, because if you don't push block, you're in more block stun. That's the way this game works now. Push block actually decreases your block stun. It seems like the button's whiff though. I'm super jumping forward. Okay, so I'm super jumping forward there, and that's how I went with the heavy punch, which I guess has a better horizontal and vertical range than your jump jab. I'm worried it's going to whiff on this one though, if I just jump forward. It doesn't. Oh, that was kind of far away. Okay, that's actually not bad. I mean, it's a little bit finicky. You have to push block really early and then make sure you're pretty on spot with your super jumps, that's okay. That's not the hardest thing in the world. We saw one time that there was it frame trapped, which I'm a little bit concerned about. Yeah, I mean, I can confirm off that. You can confirm off 2 hits, and yeah, he can't block. He is blocking. The training dummy is blocking after he's done that attack. So yeah, he can't block, and I can get confirmed off that, which is good. I'm a little bit worried about slot 3 and 4, though. Oh, I'm worried I'm going to mess that up. Let's see. Yeah, I can't just do the super jump forward that I was doing before. That was, once again, really far away. Yeah, I can't just... Even with jab, yeah, I can't get up in time. I'm not getting hit in the pre-jump frames, though, which gives me hope. The pre-jump frames is where you cannot block a standing style attack. So, yeah, once again, I'm getting hit by that. That seems to be a slightly tighter frame trap, maybe not. Depends on how late you push block, whether the auto guard kicks in. Okay. What we probably could do... Because, yeah, it's not catching the pre-jump frames, which is really good. That gives me a lot of hope. So maybe if we go... So right now I'm doing super jump and then just hitting heavy punch, which is fine. After a push block. It is quite an early push block, I understand that. But, you know, it's not an unreliable one. Because it has got startup. It's got 12 frame startup and a lot of active frames. So I don't think that's too bad. So maybe if I super jump and then go straight into back, then heavy punch. I know that when you super jump, if you hold a direction, there is directional influence in this game. So yeah, me holding back, you see I land kind of where I super jumped from. But I'm hoping that's not going to be too big of an issue. Let's try that. So super jump and then hold back. Maybe not. Oh, okay. There we go. That's not easy. You see, if you push block too late, that's what I'm asking for. If there's a frame trap, I want to basically be in block stun. Yeah, and oh yeah, that's a good point. If I do the heavy punch late, but instead of just doing heavy punch, I do heavy punch, light punch, I'll be able to push block the second hit. It is pretty hard though. Yeah, there we go. That's kind of what I'm aiming for. So those double push blocks. Maybe, ooh, yeah, something like that. So, how does if I hold back work on something like this? Okay, that works fine. Don't know if I can get the punish still. Yes, I can. Okay, that's good. Oh, actually, I can't do double if I air jump because I'm going to get the dash out, obviously. Okay, so this all seems pretty good. This is pretty reliable, actually, and kind of character universal, which is even better. Kind of was expecting from this series to be like, oh, you just used one of Morrigan's dumb DPs. But this is actually cool. So I'm going down, back, up, forward, back, heavy punch. And the reason I'm doing all of this is the super jump is to catch a quick gamma charge into air gamma charge. The back is to catch a delayed one. So if he tries to frame trap me, I'm blocking anyway, and I can probably push block on reaction. And then I'm jumping up, hitting the heavy punch. If he does the normal version, gonna hit him, regardless of where he is. And that might be due to Morrigan's hitbox, actually. Her hitbox is really good on a jump heavy punch. It's kind of exactly what it looks like. It just hits all around her. So I guess you'll have to see with your character. But this does seem like a pretty reliable way to either stop him from doing this pressure or stop him from like having some sort of mind game behind it. And obviously he can come in with tags and start to do wacky stuff, but that, I guess, is not really something we can count for. If he's delaying, you can just crouch block, which is, I guess, cool. Like, you can just make shit whiff. And that will stop someone. If they tag, like, I'm not massively concerned. If they tag early on the ground charge, fine. Like, yeah, that I will be in block stun or a frame trap. But otherwise, I can just sit here and mash crouch jab. So the tag mix-up will just kind of disappear. Also, he's kind of going over my head, so maybe I can just throw. You know, if another character comes in, just crouch and then throw. So yeah, I'm pretty hopeful for this. This seems like pretty decent things to do against Hulk. Like this, that is a move that has been causing me a lot of trouble because I would get into this scramble situation where he's coming down with reality and all these insane buttons. And like we saw with this one, I don't know if I'll be able to replicate it. That's not bad. Like, yeah, cross up DPs for a tag on there. There's going to be a punish. You know, Like, you're not going to block that every time. I don't know what side that's coming on. Like, yeah, that's pretty decent. That's going to keep him in block stun, mean that I'll be able to tag into whoever I'm playing second and get a mix-up. I mean, most characters won't have that sort of stuff. Like, maybe someone like Carol could air dash up forward. Oh, God, I do not think I'll be able to do this right now. Let's see. Calm down. Ooh, that is hard. That's not bad, actually. I mean, I don't know how reliable I would be able to get that without knowing when to push block. But, yeah, there I'm doing the same strategy of doing down, back, up, forward, back, and then push blocking the second hit as well. Then up forwarding and air throwing. Like, that's not terrible. That's a pretty solid thing to do. So, yeah, hopefully this was interesting. I'm enjoying this. Like, I like looking at situations in games. As, yeah, like I said earlier, Mesa kind of inspired me to do a lot more of this. And this is how I want to improve at fighting games. There's a lot of fundamentals I understand, but there's a lot of very nitty-gritty things in fighting games that I don't particularly have a grasp on. And I'm hoping to make this a regular thing, because I have a big old fucking notebook filled with things that annoy the shit out of me in this game. And instead of going on Twitter and mindlessly complaining about it and hoping that someone will come fix it for me, I'll just figure out how to deal with it. So, have an amazing week. Take care. Goodbye.